session.
Where he talked about I don't think that's gonna be. We are live. Ooh, 3 viewers. Hey guys.
Hello, everybody.
So, those of you guys who know, this is Joe Campisi. He's another fellow Jamie Cruz black belt. Joe, how long have you been training?
I've been training for, I guess, 13 years, 12 years.
Oh, wow. Excellent. Yeah.
You didn't know that?
I don't know. I just had an idea, you know. Didn't know exactly, you know. So
This guy.
I know your story. You started at in Verona, right?
I started at Guerrero's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and didn't last very long there. And then I moved to AMA Fight Club with Jamie. Then I met you. I met Andy, Mikey, the whole gang, and now I'm at Hensel Gracie Woodland Park mostly, and Pure Mixed Martial Arts with Andy, Mikey.
Oh, we already got some people on here. Gus, he said, "Hey, Joe."
That guy's smooth. That guy's real smooth.
He's a smooth guy. Oh, we got Dave on here. To the Death podcast. Have you heard about this thing?
No, who's that?
Dave Ross and Ed.
Oh, it's Dave Ross?
It's Dave Ross. He said, "Hey."
Oh, jeez. Just kidding.
Dave asked, "When did you go full vegan?"
I went full vegan 8 years ago. But Dave's been obsessed with it since the day he's met me.
Since the day he's met you.
So
That's good. Were you started going vegan before you went to Florida or after?
but right before I moved to Florida, yeah. I went vegan. It's an awesome
Right
guy.
before you said? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I went 8 years November will be 8 years, and then I went vegan in, I guess, November of 2012, and then I moved to Florida in June.
You were in Florida for how long? Like a year or 2 years?
A year.
A year, yeah. Training with
Less.
Pablo Popovich. Must have been fun. So today we're going to be going over some no-gi stuff. I'm actually going to start with Joe wants to show some of his techniques, which he uses a lot, especially like when people are standing trying to pass, right? That's the move you want to work on. Actually, it's a technique that I, of course, use a lot. Jamie's been teaching this. The intro, the beginning move, like the first part of the sweep, for years, and I've been using since I was like a blue belt. And but Joe's got his own spin on things. I want him to go from there, and then maybe we'll build off of it. We already got some people in the chat, so maybe we can also answer any questions if you're there. So Dave is asking, when did you notice the way you feel changed? Did it take long? I guess he's talking about.
He's trolling me, but I'll go ahead and oblige him.
Oblige, yeah. We're gonna assume he's
immediately. I felt a tangible difference in my energy levels, performance, and started to lose some stubborn weight. That kind of, if any of you guys trained with me before I went vegan, I was a bigger guy.
Yeah.
I was like...
you slimmed down a lot when you went.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember when you went down there, when you came back, we're like, oh, wow, you're in great shape. You were
yeah.
I think you were really light when you were down there, right?
Oh, I was real light. I competed at a tournament. I weighed in the tournament at 149.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, in Florida. And I kind of was 155, 160 for many years. Now I'm kind of like 170-ish, 170 area.
Yeah, we won't talk about our weights right now.
Coronavirus weight isn't the best. I've been doing a lot of lifting too, so.
Well, we need to keep the weight on so we have something to fight the virus with in case we get infected. But.
Exactly.
So we're going to be working from here. Joe's going to talk us through it.
Okay, guys.
Let's scoot in this way. There you go.
So every BJJ instructional has to start off with, okay, guys. So,
exactly.
Okay, guys. We're going to be here, and a lot of people... they assume hand fighting only exists here when I'm up with Yanni, and we're jockeying for takedowns. But hand fighting is very much a part of this small battle here. If I let him get errant grips on my shins or knees or something, then he'll start working and start to destroy what I'm trying to accomplish. And especially in the gi, when guys grab your pants, but it's the same no-gi, just in a smaller sense. Still very, very important. But I'm here, we're going to be hand fighting. I'm going to go double pull on the wrists, put my feet into De La Hiva position immediately, and then this hand right here, I'm gonna reach and grab the ankle. Once I grab the ankle, I'm gonna be looking to kick him out, or Yanni as a defense can kind of stuff my leg and step forward. And once he steps forward, I'm gonna be looking to underhook the leg and release my De La Hiva hook, but slide my feet together like this. Here, so maybe we should turn around. Okay. So I'm here. I pull double wrists, my feet meet the hips. I go in, De La Hiva, boom. Ankle grab. I'm gonna go underneath here. Now, paramount detail. I never let go of the ankle. I let go of the De La Hiva hook and turn, and my knees rocket together and clamp right above the kneecap. So
yeah, and then you're using this leg to make me step a little bit, or
exactly.
You're gonna, yeah. So instead of using this leg, he's actually using the inside.
I'm using
leg
the inside leg to make him step.
To pull me in.
Right. So this is the entrance of this position, and this is especially good too for people who want to step over, because when we're in the De La Hiva here, naturally he can just start putting pressure on my foot, just stepping forward, just squaring up with me.
Yeah, just turning.
Yeah. He's turning. I'm feeling pressure. Pop. This is going to come out eventually. So it's a good way to kind of go with what the guy wants to accomplish. Here, I scoop underneath, and now look, my legs just come together. My foot was already on the inside, so it doesn't have to travel big. And I'm just going to give a little lift with my hips so I can gain some momentum and lock. And you see how my hips are up and my knees are rocketed out to the side just slightly, and working together here, clamping down over the knee, clamping underneath with a strong jiu-jitsu foot here. And I'm holding key detail here, is I really would like to get this by my shoulder or on my shoulder. Sometimes if I commit too much, he might be able to put his hands on the mat prematurely. But here I'm kind of at the ankle, here around the knee pit, and into this position is where we'll sort of branch off.
I always talk about this grip right here. If some people get comfortable just like hugging his head or getting low, but this allows me as a top person to be flexible and yank away. So I always tell people, always grab around the kneecap. So if I try to just pull my leg out, he can follow me, and it's hard for me to escape it.
So traditional sweep from here, a very simple one. We'll just pull out and then let the guy fall, and then kind of sit up. From here, I don't want to get. Let's switch this way. I don't want to get up with this foot on the floor. He's just gonna right away. He'll
I could
put me in a leg entanglement. Right, exactly.
Or even enter attack start.
So when we hit the mat for the sweep, I'm gonna kick forward, use my bottom knee to let my top foot. I can even let go for a second and then readjust and come up with a pass, stack pass. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that again. Let's get a little more centered camera. So we're here.
Boom. Pull. I grab the ankle. Either I kick him away and he steps over, or I could even hook underneath here and bring his leg towards me. Underhook. Orient my legs here for the sweep. Bow out his leg naturally, just like this. Here, using my feet. We'll get here. I don't want to put my foot up on the floor. A lot of guys will use the momentum. You get excited about the sweep. Aha! Then boom, all of a sudden, right.
I can get back up, absolutely.
So I kind of have to sweep him and then get up, and I'll use these hooks right here around his knee to pin safely and then start to stack. And when I stack, guys, I bring the lower back off the mat, up. Knee in the face, and then look, and then apply pressure and drop.
Yeah, so there's a whole game there when we're in almost a double guard position, right? When you first sweep me.
Exactly.
And I always talk about this. Whenever you're doing any sort of sweep where you're grabbing the ankles and putting someone on their butt, it's pummeling the legs is very important.
Extremely important. Yeah.
You know? I always teach this position, like if you're standing up and I just do a double ankle sweep, very common for if people get an opportunity to sweep people, but if I leave my feet on top, I can't get up. And his feet are lower than my feet. Whoever has lower feet can get up quicker, always. But if I manage to, as soon as I put him on his butt, I start putting my feet on the inside and elevating his feet, I don't have to race to get up, because now if we both try to get up, I just have to lift his feet up, keeping his feet higher than my feet. I'm in a strong position to sweep. So circling that foot at the end of that sweep, it's definitely...
This guy is frustrated with me with that plenty of times.
Yeah, you recognize that right away.
That small technical stand-up just going to beat me, you know.
Yeah,
keeping my foot elevated.
that's the idea, because I don't want to like just race you, because it could go my way, could not go my way. I want to make sure I want to be in control of as many variables as possible. That's the big part of my game, a big part that I like to, you know, show my students and my training partners for sure, you know?
Yeah, man. I remember when you showed me that detail, I was like,
Yeah.
all right. So that's more of like I would say like the beginning stages of that sweep. And now we'll sort of get into something a little bit more advanced. So we'll do the same exact setup, and it's always, when you're drilling in mind, when you're drilling, guys, never sort of get lazy about the hand fighting situation, you know? You really want to break the habit of just being like lazily walk up to your partner and then just pull the feet in. I always try to put a sense of realism here. Like I'll encourage my partner just like jab out a little bit and then like pull them in here, around, grab the ankle. Whether I make him step forward or he steps forward, boom, I go underneath and grab, rotate and orient myself so that my hips are underneath his hips. My legs are clamping. Now I can try to, sometimes I'll go try to pull him out this way and he'll put his hands on the mat sort of to stop himself. Now I can keep going here. So I'm going to take my top foot. I'm going to put it on the inside, right on the thigh. And I'm going to kick out and let go. This is when I let go of the ankle here. And now I'm going to start to use my technical stand-up in this position.
Yeah, he has to let go of the ankle, because otherwise he'd be laying down. Now he's sitting up.
Right. So here now I'm in a technical stand-up position. I can put my foot down on the floor, keep this extended, and if he tries to kind of push back into me, I can always kind of keep him at bay here. I'm tempering him in the spot I want him to be at. Now from here, I'm going to start building up in my hand, and I can choose the sweep. Here, very simple. If I choose the sweep, I just get up here, and then I can start to tap the other leg, boom, and go right into that stack passing position that I was before. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, let's scoot in a little closer. I think we can get a little closer to the camera. Perfect.
I just broke my own rule there.
Got a little lazy.
Here, in, grab the ankle, step forward, underhook, rocket my legs, orient myself. Sometimes, if he doesn't give me the reaction that I want, I can place this foot here. I can always make the guy do it too, if he doesn't give it to me. Okay, so let's say Yanni's not giving me the right reaction. I push this foot here. Now I can extend and let go of the ankle, and then he'll have to put his hands on the mat. Boom. My foot comes out. My foot that was in the middle comes out. He's now my post. And I'm up on my ankle. I'm up on my elbow here. Now let's say I don't feel like I have a lot of confidence with the sweep, or I need to finish from here, or I feel like the finish is a more tactical decision. Okay? You might be going against a good wrestler who has no knowledge of leg locks. You might be going against somebody who's been constantly out scrambling you from this position. You need options. So we hold here, and I'm going to slide back under. And when I slide back underneath, I'm going to put this leg straight across his butt. I'm going to try to hit the knee bar from here. So boom. As soon as I go back in, look what I do. I put this leg straight across the butt, and then I lock my figure four on the outside of the body and tuck my foot underneath his belly. Now I should be able to finish the knee bar right here, hipping up. But now, with the figure four locked in, I have insurance plans for if he moves towards the camera and rolls. Boom, look, my figure four hits the mat, and then I just pull this out here. Or if he goes the other way, my head hits the mat, and then I pull his heel out here. And I have a lot of nice braking pressure as my hips go down to the floor from this position.
Yeah, very good. Very tight. So he's like locking in place and then making it hard for me to change my angle. So the angle of a knee bar, you know, the escapes happen when their knee is facing perpendicular to your body, right?
Right.
But as long as you keep the knee locked facing you, that's when you're going to be able to finish it.
It's like the same thing, and when we roll on an arm bar, we've got to keep our hips underneath the joint, and I'm keeping my hips underneath his knee and following in each direction. And you'll see this at the highest level, where guys will roll and roll, and guys will follow on the submission, and they won't lose tightness. If anything, they latch on kind of tighter and tighter as they go.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so that's now. Boom. You can get to here, kick out, kick underneath, boom. To this technical stand-up position, he puts his hands on the mat. I can jump my legs. Now, if I'm a little bit inaccurate with the knee bar, I didn't get this all the way across. If I'm inaccurate, I can post this foot in the hip, throw this over, bend the leg, and now we can start to attack the heel hook from here. Okay? So we can, if I'm inaccurate, throwing this leg straight across the butt and locking for a nice tight figure four, sometimes Yanni will start to actually turn the knee too and start to go into me, boom. I need to keep my feet, I'll keep my ashigarami here to stop the leg drag pass, because he might just push this foot down here and then boom,
And
through
look
it.
to get across on the waist.
So I'm using my feet, one side of the hip here, and the close hip here, and I like to get this nice grip using this hand, 4 fingers, grabs around the knee pit, and I'll start to bring this down to the mat. Once I bring this down to the mat, I close my reap. Lock my ankles together and I pull in on his hip. I'll pull this up, put the heel hook in, look right by my wrist. I wrap the toes, pull up, put this in by my wrist, and the higher the chin, the closer the chin is to the heel, the quicker the tap. So I can get the tap here, and then if he were to roll, boom, I can stay on the leg, and boom, right when I get here, once when my other side of my face hits,
Now I can't roll anymore.
now he can't roll. I'm pushing my hips into him, and I'm just going to drop and take the heel hook this way.
Real cool, real cool. Let's see that again. That was fun.
So I try to shoot for the knee bar, but it's just not working out for me. I'll push the leg and stomp into the hips. Take this hand and peel so that I expose the leg here, high. Pass my foot off into the hip, lock my ankles together and drop my reap onto the floor. Once my knee is on the floor, I know this is in tight. I drag my heels in close to his hip, bring this high, here, into the wrist, gable grip to finish, and slowly turn. Okay. If he rolls, I stay with him. I still have the ankle. My feet go right into the hips here. My head's on the mat, and I just start hipping in.
Very good. Yeah, so it's like a situation where like you're the person has to post their hands, right?
Right.
When they post their hand, they actually expose their leg. Actually, Greg, when he competed at the Henzo Gracie Denville tournament, he did a very similar technique. He was trying to go into a waiter sweep and basically threw the leg over and ended up with the heel hook. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll have to show you that later. Or you can watch, I think I broke it down on one of the other streams on YouTube. Definitely check it out, you know?
I've only really seen cruise control guys, though, really utilize that modified X-guard position into that. I mean, I know it's a old school Henzo technique.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's very similar to the waiter sweep that
Right.
you'll see, like, you know, some of the guys from AOJ use some from time to time. A lot of guys that do like berimbolo sometimes go back to the waiter sweep,
Absolutely.
you know, getting in the bump. But definitely like using that hook and being proactive to stop the person's pressure. You know, I play from here a lot, where if I want to get into a waiter sweep, sometimes in a deli, sometimes I'll end up doing an underhook on the leg, right over here. Now I don't need this hook so much. And now if you try to pull away, I'm kind of stuck. Yeah, I have a good bite. Then I can use this hook here, bump. I can underhook, grabbing the knee, and then I can put my knee in, and now we're in the same position. So
That's why they call him the Yon Father.
couple of little details there. So I'm over
You just
here.
did what I did, just a lot less steps involved.
Well, it's a little different. It's a little different attack though, because you're more controlling
Right.
the here and pushing away. Maybe the person's further away. Here's like I know the person is really good at maybe pushing his leg down, so I may take a proactive step to let go of the hook and grab the shin.
Right.
And this is I think Keaton calls this like the mantis guard.
Mantis guard, yeah.
And this is a real strong control. And then from here, I can't do anything from this position just here. Although there is the calf slicer attack, which maybe I'll go over in a second. But if I go here, I can force him to step, and then I underhook. And now look, I can loosen my leg, chop right over his knee, just like Joe had. Then I take my other foot, hook right underneath, and then I can, since I have underhooks, it's like sometimes a little bit easier to just put him onto his butt. Boom. And then once again, I use this hook right here so that I can bring my foot to the inside. Right into a double unders attack. So it's a nice other setup, similar. I mean, I'm trying to think. The only way I would go into the second move that you did is if I had to use like an X guard style where I was kicking you away.
Right. Yeah, I'll use that second move out of the single like X guard.
It's not a real phone call. Don't worry about it.
Oh, did it freeze the live stream? Look at that.
No, it's good. I think.
Okay.
Because my phone gets to phone calls too. That's why I gotta get a camera.
So yeah, I'll use that second position, like even if I find myself in single leg X guard. And I find, especially when we're approaching that heel hooking game, especially on the outside heel hook, this grip is underutilized and underappreciated a little bit here. And you'll see a lot of the DDS guys do this. They'll kind of take the outside of the knee and turn the guy down like this. And now, here, I'm going to do almost like the same thing. I come out and bring my reap down to the floor, pulling him in with the legs, and then heel hook here. And if we roll, I can finish also.
Yeah, we're in the same situation. Dave is saying that he's definitely serious. He's trying to clean himself up until the coronavirus ruined it.
Is he still in the chat room?
I think so. That was his latest comment there.
Good for you, Dave. I hope you sort it out. You know.
Stay healthy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to show was just because I was showing the mantis is when the person is not letting me hook, right? So you ever get that situation if he's up. I have this position, so I got this position good, but now he knows that I want him to step to get his other leg, and he's denying me that other leg. He's stepping back. If I try to step, he's making this angle over here. So here I got to attack his back somehow. So what I usually do is I'll take this foot, and I'm going to step on him right here. So if he tries to put pressure on me, I can manage the distance, and I just drop my knee to the floor, and I bring my other foot right here.
Beautiful.
Right behind his knee, and I force him to bend. Then from here, I can just hug his waist and fall to my side. And then there's a calf slicer right here, or I can let go, and I just use my butterfly hooks to sweep the person and get on top. So this is good. I mean, gi or no gi, this will work, but this is a nice quick move in no gi, because you're able to spin fast. So I'm here, I want to do this, but if he's stepping back too much, I don't want to extend my legs where I can possibly get leg drag. So now I'm going to go to like this type of position here, and I'm going to be dropping my knee. I have to protect the distance here, because if I drop too much and I give up my back or something, no good. So I still want to put this foot like here and dropping my knee. Then I throw this foot here, and look, what I want to do is bend his knee and like make his foot light. See how his foot became very light right here? Now I can sit up and hug the waist. Fall right to the side. Figure four. Let me see if that's... Uh-oh, the screen froze again. It says spam, Chicago. 773 area code.
Seems important.
Hello, up top. I knew it. A recorded message. and respond to current events. Make sure you Google listing. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I'm here, he says.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that cat slicer is actually a good attack when the person is. And you can do it at other spots, but I'm going to do it one more time from here. So here, I'm coming this way. Maybe the person is stepping back. So I'm going to come here, and I throw this leg here. And my knee is dropped, too, because this is going to, I guess, kind of defend a little. Like, if he wants to do like a back step side pass, I'm gonna keep him far away so he can't really get close. Now I'm gonna bend, putting my foot. This is important. If you go too deep here, you won't be able to actually attack the calf side. You can't put pressure. Maybe you'll end up in 50-50, and then we're in the 50-50 game. But this is a little bit better in 50-50 because I have him on the run basically, and he's got his back facing me. And then from here I can come up. Nice tight waist control when attacking that. What do you think of that one?
I like that one. What's not to like about that?
I know. Right?
You hit that on me. You know, I judge the moves by how much they work on me, and those ones work pretty good.
Those I try to use on you, just because of the way you play too. So I kind of like have to use some of these moves.
No, I'm very acquainted with that whole scramble.
Yeah.
That we were just kind of rehearsing right there.
This feels familiar.
That probably happens every Monday during pro training.
That's true.
That's at least once, you know. So.
Yeah, Monday pro training is also real good. When we get back to train, I hope to see more people on those. Those are always great sessions, right?
Yeah, I think. I think if you're a purple belt and you're kind of on the fence about going, when we do return to training, I think you should just go.
Yeah, you got a lot of good rounds. I mean, sometimes you just need some rounds, you know, where you're doing a lot of technique during the week, but sometimes it's a good idea to get a few rounds, and afterwards we always try to help each other.
It's also good to have a tidy space where every round is supposed to be hard.
Yeah.
Because you don't, you show up at your gym for night class sometimes. It might be a mixed crowd of people that are feeling a mixed way. And you don't want to dominate the training session by going incredibly hard with everybody if they're not expecting it, or vice versa. Or, you just don't want to be that guy who just, there's going to be times where you're going to need to ease up your game a little bit so that you can, work some new stuff or work some old stuff, figure out some old stuff. But pro training is great because it's a time where we all get together and everybody knows what the training is going to be like. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, Gus, purple belt up only, dude.
Who's that, Gus?
Gus. Soon.
Dude, he's such a troublemaker.
Lauren's on the stream. She's asking if the hands are doing anything during the calf slicer before he falls down. I mean, not really. I'm basically looking to just hug his waist eventually. So I was here and I dropped down. This is like an underhook who's already an underhook. What I'm trying to do here is just maybe reach for the front of his thigh this way so that I can get to this position. This is like the position I need to get to though, because without any sort of control the front of his hips, he will be able to turn and face me.
This is my big escape.
Yeah, he needs to turn and face me.
Try to get up.
Exactly.
I'll try to put my foot on the floor and then act like this guy and then try to pass him from the 50-50. That's your favorite
exactly. I love passing 50-50.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are scared of 50-50, but as long as you know where you're in danger, where you're in safe,
right.
Me and Andy were going over a few of that a couple weeks ago.
I think you got to get acclimated with 50-50 because you can't really treat anything with so much fear around it, when you're rolling. Because what'll happen if you'll find yourself in there and you'll get stuff.
You'll have that energy, right? That stiff energy where you end up hurting yourself.
Yeah. And the guy can pick up on it. All of a sudden you're calm and then you put him in one position and he's like, whoa, freak out. Like even if you do escape, he knows now you don't like that.
Yeah, it's just like any position in jiu-jitsu. When you first start, you have that new guy that comes in that's real tough, but once you mount them, they start giving you submissions left and right because they have that nervous energy. They're not doing the right things. Same thing, you have to do the right thing. It's best to be as relaxed as possible, knowing where you're safe. You know?
And it is possible to be relaxed during hard training, right, Yanni?
Yes, absolutely. In my opinion,
Yeah.
I try to be relaxed all the time.
I get it. Depends on how I'm feeling.
Yeah. Depends on who you're trying to.
Yeah, it depends on who's there.
Who's
you
there,
know,
exactly.
some new guys roll through. You gotta go hard.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Sometimes you do have to punish the guys. Punishing guys that are not having the right energy, I would say.
Agreed. So maybe we'll travel back in time, and I'll show another entrance from the failed knee bar from this position as well. So we go here. I get my De La Riva hook. I have my ankle grip. I'm going to go underneath the leg, and I'm going to bring this leg forward. Here, I'm going to push Yanni's hands on the mat. I'm going to force this position by taking my foot, planting it on the inner thigh, and pushing and letting go of the heel at the same time. Here. Now, let's say I go for the knee bar. I lock, but Yanni does a great job of avoiding. So he goes this way, this way, this way. And I don't feel like I'm going to be able to pull this out. One thing I can do is keep pushing with my hands on the mat and collecting these legs and sit back up on top of him. And once I'm here, you know, you can try for the old, like Ken Shamrock, old school knee bar from here, but that's really not high percentage. And kind of where the evolution has taken place, especially in the last few years in this position, has been the entrances to the saddle. So outside of the failed knee bar, look, I pursued and swept with the knee bar. I can keep bringing this leg. Let's just switch this. Swivel this way because it's important to see this knee. I'm going to start bringing this knee down to the ground and collecting the legs and turning so that now I can lock. And I've got him in what John Danaher refers to as double trouble in the saddle.
Yeah, he's got both of my legs controlled.
I got both of his legs controlled, and I have hidden both of my feet. So it's like extremely high risk, extremely low risk, extremely high reward in this position.
Yeah, like the main leg you're attacking is actually this inside leg.
Right, it's bottom leg.
But the outside leg, he's got a few attacks he can do, and he can control me so good.
When I hold like this. IBJJF, you do have legal submission from here is topside ankle lock. If I unhook and put my foot in the top here, and then it can go.
Yeah,
can try here.
Strong submission.
This is strong. This is legal too, so long as I unlock my triangle here, I think, right, and then squeeze.
Possibly. I think you might even be able to do it
with the
But
triangle.
I think this is more effective because when he steps on my hip, he can keep my hips down.
And I can go like this. I can squeeze a little bit better with my knees together. But yeah, here I can go topside ankle lock, boom, boom. Okay, I can pull this down here. I can go to an estema lock. Okay, I can push this through up here and then try to bend my elbow into my hip here for the estema. Okay, and then you can start setting up this inside heel hook, Craig Jones style, where he'll pass this leg and he'll sort of select it almost like he's going for the estema, just so that he can rack this one back here, one-handed, heel up at the sky, and then I let go, and there's no way he can defend before I get my hands together.
I can't. So my defenses are all about turning this way, but since my knees are already facing this way, by the time you got to my heel, I'm pretty much stuck.
Right.
Cool, let's do that one again.
Take Yanni. I could take him this way too. It doesn't matter. If I try to pull out the knee bar this way and it doesn't work, look, I use my hands to crawl back up, put my weight on him, turn the knee down to the floor, and then gather the legs, even though we kind of got away from the camera there. It's fine.
Oh, they can see you.
We're far away.
You're a camera person. Oh.
We're pulled back to the saddle.
Might be too close now.
Now we're too close. Here, topside ankle lock. Squeezing these together. Boom. Some tournaments will allow you here. Boom, this leg lace, but this is sort of like low. I mean, I can definitely get some taps from here.
I think, but the more experienced people kind of eat it a little bit because they know there's a
100%.
limit. There's a limit to how much braking pressure you can put. I mean, you can do some damage here, but I feel like new people going here, as soon as they feel they panic a little bit.
I agree. A steam on this side. Boom. Holding. Setting up the inside heel hook. Now, very important, inside heel hook finishing details. I don't want to do the inside heel hook like this when his leg is completely straight like this. It's just going to be a nice little stretch for him, and then he's going to be able to sort of roll with that and get out.
Start sliding my knee.
I have to keep the leg at a nice bend here. Now, let's say he does start moving. So he does start going this way. Starts rolling this way, boom. Look, I'm just gonna keep my figure four locked. My knee is now on the floor. Okay, the heel is up, and I just wrap, and I'm just gonna put my pressure up and start putting the hips down this way.
Yeah, and I can't move any further, and he's with his knee here, it blocks me, and I feel that he's also putting the brakes on me with this leg, right? So I can't continue turning.
Right. And then if he does continue turning, and I eat shit on this, for lack of a better term, on this heel hook, I can peel out the knee bar again. Boom.
Yeah, knee bar is still tight.
So he can work his way out of the knee bar into the heel hook, work his way out of the heel hook back into the knee bar. And then if that knee bar fails, you keep going, you can get on top, back step again for the leg locks, and just keep going. It never ends. It's just it flows like that.
Yeah. The back step is a common thing. It's hard to pass sometimes because people have to keep the knee shield, so then you use the back step to threaten their legs, and then they either expose their legs or they expose their pass a little bit.
Right.
See if anyone else jumping in the chat. Lachlan Giles, that's what Dave is talking about. Either you think 50-50 is better leg lock than 411? I think it could be. It depends on.
So it's definitely rolling the dice a little bit more.
Yeah.
There are definitely some guys who are specialists in that position, like Dave said, like Lachlan Giles. He's utilized that position extremely well. But I really don't like arriving in the 50-50 unless I have the heel exposed already.
Right.
You know, like inside the transition. I'm not going to look to put myself in 50-50 and then look to dig out the heel and get the legs undone and this and that. That is a lot. That's too much gambling.
Yeah, it's simple to get to, but you are exposing yourself a little more.
Right.
I do find that, though, that if I'm going against someone really good leg locker, I sometimes have, for whatever reason, probably because I have most experience in 50-50, that I actually usually have a better chance of submitting them in 50-50.
Well, it's just like bringing it. I always use the 50-50 is like a draw at the OK Corral. You know, you take 5 steps, then you turn and you shoot. You know, it can work. It could definitely work in your favor. And sometimes Yanni's saying, like, you know, it's like it's like you yell and scream at a bear, you know, and they'll run away from you.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do think that there's a little more power in the 411 or the saddle because of the great passing options that you get there too. If you take a look at Gordon Ryan, basically won the no-gi world championship by utilizing that position more effectively than his competition. He was using the position to sweep and get on top and pass.
The principle there of double trouble makes it almost impossible to stop a sweep.
Right, and like if I'm sweeping from here, like let's turn this way. Boom. If I want to look to get on top from this position, I'll look to start digging my underhook now and kicking this leg over here and reaching. And even if he holds on, I step over, put my head next to his.
He's already past my knees. There's no knee shield anymore.
Old school pass right there, Jamie style.
Yeah, underhook, head to the floor.
Underhook, head to the floor all day. But you can do that very easily coming out of the saddle, which I really like. You know, you can threaten with the leg lock. You know, switch that, like, you can pass the guy's guard by pretending like you want the leg. So if he sits up, you know, very, very simple saddle entry here. I push my knee into him, back step over, and pull the legs. It's like, oh, I want your legs. As I come up, I kick, and look, I have the underhook here already. Head next to his, step over. Even if he holds onto my legs, I'm going to shred him and sit right through Kesa, hip switch, pressure the whole time. So 50-50 is like 50-50 is like all or nothing. It's either if you're playing it from an offensive position, it's like, okay, I have to open up the guy's legs and then I can hunt for the inside heel hook. And if you're playing it offensively from the top, it's like, okay, I have to move my foot to the other side, get up, force the leg drag.
It becomes
a lot of variables.
It becomes a lot of like, the person's going for their move, you go for their move, and it's like if you get a little bit ahead, you'll be able to beat them. If not, it's like it's definitely more work, like a little bit less control. I do feel like the modern game with the saddle though, if the person's very aware of it, they start like escaping early, and that's when it gets frustrating. You're almost like, oh, I had him for a second, and then they turned on me. But it is definitely like definitely has more control, and you'll see. I think we'll start seeing once competitions start popping up again. Start seeing like where the controls are for the best leg lockers versus where they are at ADCC. We have time for the next ADCC at least,
Yeah.
Weren't there trials? Oh yeah, trials were supposed to be this year, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna have to push them back. I like the idea of a no training tournament. What do you think of that?
I love that.
I would love to just. Now it's like whatever you remembered, and with no training, let's see how we do now.
After a month of solo drills, who wins?
Who wins? Exactly. That'd be cool.
Is Dave still there?
Yes, he is. He was telling Lauren about the names of, because she didn't know about 411, like the name, calling it 411.
Yeah, I think we're moving towards the universally accepted term is saddle now.
Yeah.
I think there was a crude and rude name that the 10th Planet guys gave it for a while that would make me cringe. hearing the 10th Planet, hearing the EBI announcers be like, he's got him in the honey hole, and it's just not right.
I know, it is a little crude.
It's just not right.
And I feel that Ashigarami, I think a lot of people are like, oh, what? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Ashi versus
Cross Ashigarami. I like the Japanese names. I think it's cool, but still produces a giggle for some people.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool. Well, I think we're about winding it down. If anyone in the chat has anything else, I think we went over a lot of good stuff. Basically, we went over one specific game, basically. Someone standing against a knee cut, making them step and looking to either sweep, either with a technical stand-up or just grabbing the ankle type sweep, or attack the leg when they go to post.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, that game has carried me. I've been utilizing that since blue belt, and I'm innovating it as a black belt. All the time.
When they stand up in De La Hiva, make them step. I've been doing it maybe even as a white belt. I learned it as a white belt.
Stick with your moves, guys, because you'll just continue to edit them and innovate them until you get until the belts change colors.
Absolutely. Lauren says, "Good to see you."
Hi, Lauren.
Awesome. So we're winding it down. Tomorrow we'll do match breakdowns again. So that's going to be on Zoom. Looking forward to see everyone's faces tomorrow.
I'll be in the chat trolling, maybe.
Yeah, join the Zoom if you have time. It'll be fun. Probably do it around 3:00. All right. See you guys later. Pajamas.
That was good. Fun stuff.